Once more, once more, once more, goes deeper. So softly, ho, ho, We all have different senses of vocation. Like vocation, vocare, voice in Latin. Like what our voice is, what we're here to say, to share, to listen to hear. And so I want to try, the I which is not I, to share with you a transmission which comes from deep within. For those of you who like to map things, which you might want to call Western spirituality, much as Big Mind comes from deep within the core of Eastern spirituality, and integrate them, and we'll feel how they dance and merge and play together. And for me, part of the major part of the purpose of being alive is really to share this transmission. So if you get all of it, I'll probably die afterwards. So try and get like most of it. Maybe leave something a little open at the end. That would be good. I just came back from a trip to Europe for 2 weeks with a group of us. One of the people, a close friend and colleague of Dan and mine, was kind of one of those off-the-grid people. You know, you won't see his name any place, won't appear any place. Very, very beautiful man. Kind of like, if we can date ourselves, if we remember from 25 years back when we were reading Carlos Castaneda and Don Juan, that stuff. So he's kind of what I would call a world-centric Don Juan. Does that make any sense to people?
Sure.
In other words, a normal shamanic persona is concerned with, from that tree, to that river, to that, mountain. Because that's what a shaman is. A shaman's very, very ethnocentric.
And my landscape.
Right, my landscape. That's right.
My valley, but not the
my
next
valley,
one.
but not the next one, right? And and it's that that famous image that Gebser talks about. Right? That, you know the name of every bend of the river, but not the name of the river.
Mm-hmm.
It's that thing. So a world-centric shaman, or we might call, in my tradition, a Kabbalistic shaman, is using the shamanic energy to kind of be healing in a world-centric capacity. So we went to Europe, and we went to Lyon, to the oldest church there. We went to a number of graveyards. We went to the place where the SS had set up its major operation in Prague. There's a very famous picture of Hitler at the Prague Palace, kind of looking out, and that's where actually Heydrich, right, ran what was called the Black Triangle, which is kind of the inner occult society of the SS, of which Hitler were all kind of part of in the 20s, and formed the core of the Third Reich. And later, some of the same people formed the core of kind of the inner kind of energy of Stalinism. And today in the world, kind of Berlusconi, Putin, still share in that energy in some kind of very profound, kind of way. And, blessings to them. And so we went there to try and, touch that energy and clear something in it. Try and kind of dance in the upper worlds, if you will, in shamanic terms, right? And try and kind of, witness that dancing. And so one of the things that we did was, in a number of places that had been destroyed, we sang this nigun, this particular chant that we just did. And there's a kind of hand motion to it, and it's about kind of clearing energy. It's actually, you can actually feel, the energy moving in the room. It has a certain way of kind of, entering, and that process is called, in Hebrew mysticism, it's called zemer, Z-E-M-E-R, zemer. And the word zemer actually means to cut. It's to cut through. And so that the actual mystical word for song is to cut. Song is a cutting process, kind of like what Diane referred to this morning when she was talking Chu-Line Manjushri's sword. It's that sword, it's that masculine compassion, that kind of discerns and cuts through and moves through and kind of finds the center. And that's really what a transmission teaching is about. It's not so much about conceptual frames, although there'll be those, but it's more of a kind of energetic transmission which cuts through and sees a particular something in the world and kind of shares it in a particular way. So that's what I'm going to try and do. And in the end, as our promise is, it's going to bring us directly back to Big Heart. And I want to give you just a little bit of a grounding for the teaching, for a second. And it requires a certain kind of listening. So the first part of the listening is no one should listen to me. Just block me out, I'm gone. And I want to just kind of transmit it. Okay, and if I do anything that gets in the way of it along the way, I want to ask forgiveness from you and forgiveness from the teaching, in advance. So I'm kind of irrelevant here. I want to kind of share the teaching. I spent a lot of my life on this particular teaching, and I want to share it in as clear a way as I can. So I say again, as is the custom in our tradition, if there's anything I say or anything about me that gets in the way of the teaching, just delete that. That's a Marc problem. Let that go and try and hear the teaching in and of itself. And just to give you a little context for it, because once we're in, we're in. Okay, just to give you a little context for it. What's the best context? Here. A chalice. Okay, chalice is a beautiful context. This is the Galahad in search, of course, of the Grail. The Grail is, of course, a goblet. It's a chalice. A goblet is a kos. A kos in Hebrew. A kos in Hebrew means two things. It means goblet, and it also means feminine sexuality, in a very specific way, the feminine sexual organ. It's actually the exact same word, because, of course, we all know that the chalice in the inner esoteric teaching, it is, of course, Mary Magdalene. It is, of course, something about big heart, something about the feminine.